And now we're live. Welcome to PTP's Lunch and Learn session. Today we're talking about two big steps forward with AWS Well-Architected Review. And joining us is Hong from PTP. Hong, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, John. Thanks for having me.
All right, Hong, before we get to this whole topic, it's been a known that I got to do a dad joke, and sorry for those out here that have to listen to it. Hong, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Hong, why do gas stations charge you to fill up your tires?
I don't know. Why, John?
Inflation. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay. Let's kick things off and kind of get things started around well-architected review. What is it?
Sure. Yeah. So, a well-architected review is all about spotting key issues, finding opportunities for improvement based on AWS best practices. These practices are designed to help build, manage workloads, and there are really six key pillars of this. I guess this would not be a well-architected section if we don't mention the six pillars, right? So then they are operational excellence, security, reliability, performance, efficiency, cost optimization, and sustainability. And then the review will provide a set of actionable recommendations that can really help fine tune a customer setup and guide them towards a smoother, more efficient cloud journey.
So, the importance of a customer kind of doing a well-architected review is to evaluate an application or a process or a workflow to make sure that it's sufficient in following all of these pillars or coming close to following all of them.
Um, Not everything applies, right? It depends on business needs, business requirements, but yeah, as close as possible. But as what we all know, environment in general, be it on premise or cloud, they're ever changing. It's much faster pace in the cloud environment. So you just got to keep at it, review it once, maybe before you launch a product, review it again. Maybe after, review it again. Just to keep it well architected, as you say.
I like that coming back around to well-architected. Hong, how do I know I should do a well-architected review and should everybody do a well-architected review?
I think so. You never know what you're going to miss. Most of our customers are focused on just delivering products, you know, um, finding the next, fix for some cure for some disease. And a lot of times customers we dealt with are smaller. They're not IT or technology savvy. So they just roll it out. AWS makes it easy. You click a few buttons, on your way to go, right? So you never sometimes don't think about all these well architected best practices when you do that. So yeah, definitely. Everyone should at least do one.
Hong, walk me through the process when you engage with somebody like PTP on starting a well-architected review. How do we get started?
Well, really, just all they need to do is get in touch with us. We have a marketplace offer ready to go, so the process is pretty straightforward. It all starts with a kickoff call where one of our certified solutions architect will walk them through connecting our tools to their AWS environment. If their workload is small, we might even get everything set up during that initial call. The only other thing I can think of is they need to make sure the right team members are with access to their environment on hand, so that we can get in and do what we need.
Hong, can you walk me through underneath the hood of what tools that are used to discover maybe a client's environment for a review?
Yeah, so the tool is going to identify areas where things can be improved by taking a close look at customers' workloads, helping them boost performance, reliability, those pillar stuff. It gives a evaluation of their cloud setup, making sure everything's running and built in line with AWS best practices. It also takes dive the deep dive into security, looking at controls, data protection, and how access is managed. It's going to help uncover gaps that needs fixing, which in turn will strengthen their overall security posture and keep things compliant with relevant regulations. And lastly, when it comes to cost savings, the tool will point out what costs can reduce by getting rid of unused or idle resources, right sizing or even right typing them, and selecting more effective services.
Hung, what if my workload spans multiple environments or accounts? Does a well architected review help review each one of those as a whole, or do I got to do a review for each individual environment?
It, it as a whole, um, a lot of times customers will have or clients will have workloads within an account, so it makes things a little easy. There are times that it does span to various accounts. If things are tagged accordingly, we can review as a whole across multiple accounts, multiple regions, and so on.
Can you walk me through what a meeting looks like? So, what does a typical sit down of all the stakeholders for that specific workload look like?
In a review meeting, we will go over a high level summary of the findings, um, showing which pillars have the most issues, highlighting the areas that needs most attention. We'll also suggest ways to fix those high risk, medium risk problems, and give you an idea of how long it might take to tackle each one of them. Then we'll send the presentation along with the detailed raw data so that they can take some time, review everything, and discuss with their team. Once they had a chance to look things over, we'll set up a follow up meeting to talk about their priorities and figure out how PTP can help support their remediations.
Hung, what does the PTP provide, or what do you really share during these meetings for the customer to review based off their environment?
We highlight, um, of course, every environment's different, every workload's different. We highlight what we feel by having that initial conversation with them, what's more important to them. To some customers, it might be saving money. Um, Most of the time, security is top of mind. It's almost always one of the top things we try to point out. Um, and the tool does a good job, honing in on grabbing as much security related opportunities as possible, and then just pointing them out how many, where it is. There are times we find many times we customer come on, oh, we didn't know we had things running in Stockholm, and that's costing us money. And that's where well architected review brings value with showing them where things are that can potentially be not just saving money but security vulnerability.
Hung, our topic today is actually two big steps forward with a well architected review. What are these two steps?
Um, I would say the first step is that their AWS environment will be better optimized, more secure, and they'll be able to address potential risks early before they become bigger issues. The second big step I would say is that we will help them see the long-term value of AWS by making them fully aware and fully aligned with AWS best practices so they're better prepared to get the most out of their cloud environment.
Hung, I got to ask this question because you've been doing a number of well architected reviews. Are there any strange things that you've come across doing a review?
Let's see. Well, nothing particularly strange comes to mind. But actually, it's surprising how often simple things like enabling multi-factor authentication, backing up like production resources gets overlooked. But again, right, that's exactly where a well-architected review comes into play. We well-architected partner, we can handle the heavy lifting so that the customer can stay focused on doing their thing, delivering and innovating.
Before you mentioned a well-architected review should be done in the beginning of the process. If your application or workflow already exists, you do a well-architected review and maybe later. Is a well-architected review like a once and done, or should you do it through every iteration or process when the product changes?
Yeah, definitely throughout the iteration of the workload. AWS makes it clear, right? It is not an audit. Um, it's more about keeping up with your constantly evolving environment. Well, that's why it's not called a well-architected audit. It's a well-architected review. It's about continuous improvement and not just checking check boxes.
Can I perform a well-architected review on my own, like a self-assessment?
Yeah, I mean, well, AWS do provide a well-architected tool where it's, I think it's around 50 something questions now for the well-architected one. I guess the more general one, they do offer lenses that are more focused onto your technology or and vertical. Um, but yeah, definitely, it does a pretty good job. The report comes back very nicely, but there are definitely tools to help make that process a little faster with some automation, dipping into your environment to see what you have configured instead of you trying to go and figure out, oh, what I have, is that well architected or is it not? So, having third party tools definitely help cuts that time tremendously. But
Here's what I
you can do that.
evaluate. Yeah, see a self-assessment, and I look at a self-assessment is I'm gonna go through and be like, do we have that turned on? Well, we might. Then and you check it off and you say yes. But when
Yeah.
what you're really doing is saying yes to something that you don't already have in place. Having a valued third party actually perform it and ask you questions, the more honest you are, the more honest the evaluation is. And remember, it's not an audit, it's just a review to get your environment up to date and up to standards. And they really let you know where you stand. And one of the benefits of working with a third party is that they'll help you remediate some of those tasks. They'll put a plan in place. They'll be able to do it. My question to you, Hung, is what is the value of having somebody like PTP perform well-architected reviews?
Most of the stuff you said was right
Well, all right, we summed it up.
on. But yeah, I mean, not every well versed. There's so many best practices out there. I mean, I know they kind of summarize it down to six pillars, but within those six pillars, there's tons of questions, tons of best practice checks, I guess you can say. So not everybody has the time or the expertise to know everything. I mean, where we come in, we are all certified in various ways. If I don't know it, we have team members that would know a certain um, pillar to help each customer depending on their needs.
You said time and resources and also the skill sets to complete these tasks that are in there. And it's six pillars, multiple questions, and each one there's some automation that can be done in order to get this, but then there's also some manual stuff that needs to be. You need a proper plan in place. How important are skills when it comes to not only doing the well-architected review and being a certified partner, but also completing the task?
It's important, but also important is customers' involvement and collaboration because going in, a lot of these customers are not existing customer. They're here, they come to us to just do the review, right? So we're not in there all the time. We need someone that knows the environment, that knows the business requirement to help kind of match with our skill set to then take that next step further of, okay, well, these risks or violations are actually on purpose, right? We have to open it to the world for a web server. All right, good. Then we just acknowledge that without their involvement, even with good skill set, we'll be like, okay, well, we should shut that down because it's a vulnerability, right? So,
There goes their
skill
application, right?
set, right? So skill set is important, but also, definitely the collaboration.
Well, Hong, I got to wrap things up. Everybody, this has been an awesome session for Lunch and Learn around two big steps forward with well architected review. Hong, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks, John.
All right, everybody, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe on PTP's YouTube channel, but also follow them on LinkedIn. And to our next Lunch and Learn session, because guess what? We're out of here.